The Secret of the Abandoned Station, Episode 2. James's fingers trembled as he reached out to touch the glowing symbol on the wall. The light pulsed under his fingertips, cold and electric, sending a shiver up his spine. The air around him felt heavy, almost suffocating, as if the walls themselves were alive and watching. A whisper echoed through the passageway, growing louder as the light intensified. It was the same voice from before, but this time it was clearer. Turn back or face the truth. The warning sent chills down his spine, but curiosity gripped him. He had come this far, there was no turning back now. As he pressed his hand against the symbol, the blue light flared and the wall began to shift. Slowly, it slid open, revealing a hidden doorway. Cold air and the scent of damp earth rushed out, making his breath visible in the faint glow. James hesitated for a moment, his mind racing with fear and excitement. What was behind this door? Was it a way out, or was he stepping deeper into danger? With one last deep breath, he lifted his lantern and stepped through. The room beyond was vast, much larger than he had imagined. It was filled with old, decaying machinery, rusted gears, crumbling pipes, and broken monitors that flickered with static. The walls were covered in the same strange symbols he had seen earlier, but here they were etched with precision, glowing faintly like the remnants of an ancient civilization. At the center of the room stood a large circular platform raised slightly off the ground. James approached cautiously, holding his lantern up to illuminate the space. As he drew closer, he noticed a figure standing on the platform, shrouded in shadows. "Hello," James called out, his voice echoing through the cavernous space. The figure remained still, its back turned. It was dressed in old, tattered clothing that looked like it had been pulled from another era. James took a step forward, the wooden floor creaking under his weight. The figure slowly turned its head, and James's heart leapt into his throat. Its face was pale, almost translucent, with eyes that glowed a faint blue, just like the symbols on the walls. The figure's mouth moved, but no sound came out. Instead, the room was filled with whispers, overlapping and indistinct. "Who are you?" James whispered, his voice barely audible. "What is this place?" The figure's eyes fixed on him, and a cold smile spread across its face. "The truth has been buried for too long," it said, its voice a raspy echo that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "This station, it was built to hide secrets, secrets that were never meant to be uncovered." James felt a chill run down his spine. "What secrets?" he asked, his voice trembling. The figure stepped closer, and James could see its eyes more clearly now, empty yet filled with an eerie light. "There are those who wish to erase history, to hide what was done here. But the past always finds a way back." As it spoke, the room around James began to change. The machinery sparked to life, gears turning and monitors flickering with images, old photographs, blueprints, and faded documents. James stared in shock as the images revealed a history he had never known. Experiments conducted deep underground, people disappearing, and the construction of the station itself as a cover-up for something far more sinister. The whispers grew louder, filling his head with fragmented words. "Cover up a power, the forgotten." The figure's voice cut through the noise. "You must leave before they find you. If you stay, you will become part of the secret." James felt his heart race as he backed away from the platform. "Who are they?" he shouted, but the figure only shook its head. "There is no time," it said, its voice urgent. "The way out lies beyond the next tunnel. But beware, the shadows are not what they seem." With that, the figure faded into mist, and the room was plunged into darkness. The only light left was the faint glow of James's lantern. He turned, scanning the room for an exit. In the distance, he saw an archway leading to another tunnel. Gathering his courage, he ran toward it, the whispers still echoing in his mind. As he entered the new tunnel, the air grew colder, and the walls seemed to close in around him. His footsteps echoed, and shadows danced along the walls, moving in ways that didn't match the flicker of his lantern. The atmosphere was thick with tension, and James felt a sense of dread he couldn't shake. Halfway down the passage, he heard it, a faint rustling behind him, like footsteps brushing against the ground. He froze, turning slowly. The tunnel was empty, but the shadows seemed to ripple, as if something unseen was moving through them. Panic set in, and James quickened his pace. The whispers grew louder, merging into a single, ominous voice. "Run before they find you." He broke into a sprint, his lantern swinging wildly. The shadows lengthened, reaching out like claws. He could feel the cold breath of something chasing him, growing closer with every step. Just as he thought the darkness would swallow him, he saw it, a faint light at the end of the tunnel. With all his strength, James pushed forward, his lungs burning and his heart pounding. He burst through the light and stumbled into a large, open space, a grand hall lined with ancient pillars and an enormous, ornate door at the far end. Gasping for breath, James scanned the room. The whispers had stopped, and the air felt strangely calm. But as he approached the door, he noticed something etched into the stone, a series of symbols, similar to those he had seen before, but arranged in a pattern. They seemed to form a message. As he reached out to touch the symbols, a voice echoed through the hall, clear, distinct, and filled with an unnatural calm. The truth awaits, but some doors should remain closed. James hesitated, his hand hovering over the symbols. He knew that whatever lay beyond this door held the answers he sought, but it also carried a danger he might not survive. With a deep breath, he made his choice. 2.